Hard audio levels. Can you guys hear me all right? Sorry for the delays. I hit cartoon. Let's go. OBS just completely crashed. Tunes are louder than my voice. I should have a compressor on. I haven't changed the audio levels. Let me just. I turned it into a beehive, you say? Does it just sound like garbage or some shit or what? There might have been some feedback going on. I don't really know. Can you guys hear me at all? Sounds good. It's hard to hear me with the music. Okay, I'll turn it down a bit. What about this? Alright, cool. Give me like 30 seconds and then we'll get started. This has been a bit of a deal. Of the streamer messed up. So the synth looks kind of like shit because it's low light and it is black. I spent like a while trying to configure my camera, but it's not great. So focus more on legibility of the actual screen than the actual controls and everything, but yeah. All right. Still barely hear me? Alright, I haven't changed the audio levels since any of the previous streams, but I did have some issues with OBS, so there might be something that is misconfigured after cloning the project, so please keep chiming in about audio levels. The last thing I want to do is go on for like hours and have this not be audible or anything like that. Alright. Yeah, so my lights are just kind of purple. I can change them to a different color, but I don't want to. I also turned off some color effects in OBS, so it's going to look a little different. The screen is pretty identical to the previous one, except it is bigger. It's 5 inches as opposed to 4.3 inches. It has a compact. Music is still too loud. Jesus Christ. Alright, how is the overall audio level? Is it too loud, too quiet? Alright, yeah, so this is alright. I have now turned the music way down. So there's supposed to be a compressor that cuts the music out when turn that down. When I start speaking, but maybe I got turned off when I configured everything. Alright, so everything good now? The music's still too loud. I just kept turning it down. What the fuck? Alright, so maybe my compressor is off. Give me a second to try to figure this out. Sidechain. Sidechain source microphone. Alright. You didn't notice a change. Nothing has been turned down. Nothing has changed at all. What the fuck? Alright, so I'm going to turn the music all the way off, and you guys tell me if you can still hear it. Music is off. There's also about like a 40-second delay or 30-second delay for me speaking to, can you hear me? Can you hear the music? So it should just be me right now. The music is completely off. There should be like a little bit of it coming through my microphone because I'm not using headphones. Voice is fine, just music louder than voice. All right, music is still on? What the fuck? All right, now there literally should be no music. Absolutely no music coming from anywhere. If there is music, still direct music and loud. What the fuck? All right, so the OBS is being a piece of shit. Let me like restart this thing. Close music app. Music is still hard. Come on. Music is going into the recursion studio, but oh shit. But my audio mixer doesn't have it as a source for audio. Sorry, this is annoying. I will get this to work though. All right, so I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna unplug the video source, and when there's no video, if you guys can still hear the audio, let me know. All right. All right, the video is gone. If you guys can still hear music, then OBS is completely shitting itself. Jesus Christ. All right, when the video was gone, the music was gone. All right, cool. So I have like a new little widget in between my where do I turn that off? Come on, stop it. I'm trying to record the raw video because I'm only streaming it 2K, but I have the synth configured at 4K, so I'm trying to record the 4K video so I can also get, or put some shit on like BitTorrent of like completely uncompressed video. So I do have a little bit of a, it's not the recursion studio, it's this new recorder I have in the loop, I'm thinking. Audio options. Audio delay, audio gain, audio out. Turn audio out off. Alright, I'm gonna get this figured out. I also have to reconfigure the display. Sorry, this should be done soon. Alright, how about this? Alright, so I just turned the monitoring on this little gadget off. So, let me know if you guys can still hear the music. Let me actually go into settings real quick here too to change the resolution of the outputs. Still seems loud. All right, so you guys can still hear the music? So it's not desktop. This is annoying. Okay, it's gone. Gone now, no music. Okay, cool. That was the problem then. All right, so now the music should come back a little bit. Oh. Probably doesn't help that I turn the music off. Wait. All right, maybe that was it. I don't really know. This is the settings I normally use. So, let's... Okay. And it looks like my chat's not working either, is it? My overlay. All right, so you guys can hear the music and me at the same time? All right. All right, volume good. Mainly me, but that's okay. All right, doesn't look like my chat overlay's working. Oh, there we go. Hey, it is working now. Fucking rad. All right, yeah, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Anyways, welcome to the fucking stream. This has been in the works for a long time. The last couple of weeks have been a nightmare. So I'm glad that this is actually happening, and hopefully it won't be too much of a disaster, but I did have to like make some pretty non-trivial modifications to the software like 10 minutes before the stream started, so hopefully I didn't fuck up too much at the same time. Yeah, cool. So new synth. It is being manufactured right now. I didn't want to announce it until like I was actually certain we have a release date, but I'm gonna try to get them out in May. But seeing as things don't always work according to plan, it might not be till like June. But it really shouldn't be any longer than that. I'm really not expecting it, because everything is being manufactured and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I really hope you do. All right, so there's a link in the video, there's a link in the Discord that goes over all of the crazy shit. But yeah, like we were talking about the screen. The screen's been updated, it's bigger, it's a higher refresh rate, and it has a capacitive touchscreen as opposed to a resistive, so it's a lot more sensitive, which definitely fixes the worst problem that was not fixable by software with the previous synth. But yeah. So we have an updated screen, we have updated encoders. They're a little bit more stiff now and a little higher quality. It is black. It also has cool buttons. What's going on? Oh, they're not light up here. Go somewhere. No buttons here either. Well, the buttons are cool. It's a little bit different color scheme. It has massively updated TV jacks on the back. I think the total bandwidth was about 10 kilohertz on the HD Recursion Studio. This is a megahertz. The idea is you can like split audio into left and right channels and actually do like CV music. I'm not going to demo that today, but I've done it and it looks pretty cool. So much higher quality CV jacks, less noisy, all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, the most important thing is that it's literally 10 times faster and has 8 times as much RAM. So I'm literally just now like figuring out exactly what I'm doing with all that processing power. You can't use LZX CV because I think that shit's even faster than 1 megahertz. Actually, I looked into it and I came to the conclusion that you can't actually do that. I don't know if it might be the voltage range. It might be, might have been the sample rate. I'm not too sure, but it won't work. I did also change the voltage range. It's now, instead of 0 to 10 volt, it's now bipolar, -5 to 5. And when you actually have a signal that's lower than 2.5, like it's a little lower voltage, it'll scale it up automatically so you don't actually lose resolution. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I don't think you can actually, I think you need like some really hardcore digitizing circuitry to actually get those LZX things in, or the actual CV jacks to handle video. But yeah, 10 times the processing capability. It has right now like a bit over 100 new modules on it. You can see some of them right here. A lot of the instruments have been updated, and there's a couple new instruments. We're going to get into all of that stuff. So a lot of the modules, and maybe even some of the, probably not the instruments, but a lot of the modules that I've made are going to go and be ported to the HD Recursion Studio. I just have to actually test which ones are capable of being supported. But for instance, it's like glitch effect as it is right now is a little bit too powerful or too computationally intensive to actually be run on the current synth. But yeah, oh yeah, also this thing has Wi-Fi. You don't have to plug in a dongle. It also has a dedicated HDMI input jack. So, all right, get started. So we are in, actually, you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna go into the fractal instrument and just click on some of the existing patches. So it's completely backwards compatible with the current Recursion Studio. It can run all of the contents on the current synth with no exception. And yeah, it's only streaming at 2K, so you can't quite see all of the increase in detail, but I am going to make some uncompressed video files that are probably going to be like 20 gigabytes for like 12 seconds, so you can actually see the increase in fidelity. But it looks fucking sick running the current content. It's not just an increase in just like raw resolution. There's a whole bunch of corners that I had to cut in order to get things to run at 1080p on the HD synth, and I was able to turn those off. So the increase in fidelity is just like kind of nonsense. Also, check this out. Check out how smooth the transitions are, or instantaneous the transitions are. There's no delay. Yeah, new modules are definitely coming to the HD Recursion Studio. That thing is not deprecated at all. It's still going to be in development. They run the same operating system. I'm absolutely planning on selling them both like indefinitely. And as much stuff as can be ported to the current synth is going to make it. So it's definitely not being replaced. Yeah, sure. I'll set the transitions to be really slow. Settings. Transition speed. Milliseconds. It's going to be 40,000 milliseconds, I believe. No. What am I talking about? 10,000 milliseconds is 10 seconds. All right. We've now got slow transitions. Yeah, this thing is fucking sick. There is no doubt about it. So long I've been absolutely constrained just by the sheer lack of processing capability of the HD synth. Now that we got this thing, oh, if we already found a bug, we might have. Oh no, it's just going slow. All right, anyways, I'm gonna turn this back off. Or back to like normal speeds. I think it's doing like video randomizing or some shit. It is. Let me turn that off. Turning off auto mapping for the play page. Oh, it is off. What is going on then? Oh, it might be a bug already. This is going to be buggy as shit. I guarantee it. Switch to a different instrument and switch back. There we go. Yeah, so I have a dedicated 4K input. It's going to come with an HDMI to USB adapter. I don't actually know if that thing supports 4K. So if you want to do 4K video mixing, you might need to buy another dongle. But it is technically possible. My web camera, I believe, right now is running at 4K, so it does definitely process 4K video. All right, so let's go and click on this guy again. All right, so we got this on. So now we're gonna go and go into this module. So this instrument now has its own, where are you? Has its own post-processing effect. So now you can put deformations on all the instruments and hyper effects on all the instruments. We've got a whole bunch more deformations. Right now we're using the pixelate one. We've got this fucking vortex shit here. There's a bunch of just fuck your life up. Thing's pretty cool. It's a hexagonal pattern. We got that. All right, so we got 20 new hyper effects too. Let's put it on vaporwave mode. Got all kinds of controls for the vaporwave bullshit. Scan line control. Horizontal glitchy shit. I think this is one's noise. No, this is color. Yeah. HDMI input. Yeah, it's dedicated 4K HDMI input jack. It's on the right or left side. And it will come with an additional adapter for video mixing. So we've got the Vaporwave Hyper Effect, we've got cell shading, which is kind of awesome. We turn off the deformation. We've got all kinds of other stuff in here. We'll get into that. We've also got a new lighting model. It's a lot more realistic than the previous one. Got it right here. So it's got a lot more like shiny shit going on. And it's all kind of configurable. It kind of simulates like metals and stuff like that. So it's a lot more physically accurate. No, this lighting is definitely fucking rad. I think this might actually be disabled. Control right here. Yeah, so the plan is early access again. It's gonna release kind of in a state that's a bit of a mess. But just like the original synth did, it will eventually get to where I want it to be. Hopefully without anywhere close to the amount of hassle that took last time. It's lighting off. Turn up the attenuation. Let's move the light to the side. Keep moving the light around. Let's change the texture just to something else. This is fucking rad. Yeah, this thing is fucking incredible. I'm so glad that I actually like have the computational abilities to do actually genuinely cool and modern looking stuff. All right, let's go back to some of these deforms. We got a bunch more. Actually, you know what? Let's just, oh yeah, that's right. So this shit is half baked, but we can also turn on ray tracing. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is not done. It will be cool when it's actually working. Yeah, I'll get to it. New modules. This is one of them. It's a fucking ray tracing module. It looks like garbage right now. It's manual ray tracing. Let me try to actually like. Let's go into here. I'm gonna try to make it look cool. All right, turn that off. Turn alpha up. Turn the width up. Need to make it like not as tall. I think I can do that with this thing. There's a height control. Does that actually work? It does not do anything close to what I want it to do. All right, depth function, luminance value. These work? They do, don't they? Blue. All right, yeah. So this looks like garbage right now. There is a better way of handling it, which is something I'll show you in a second. But anyways, all right, so you guys see this is running way slower than it's supposed to. There's a new thing that the synth can do that the other one can't, which is change the internal resolution. So right now it's running at 4K. We're going to switch it to 2K, and now it's running much faster. So right now it has 4 available internal resolutions, go from all the way from 720p up to 4K. So the idea is all the old synth content runs at 4K, 30 frames a second, sometimes up to 60 frames a second. And that's like the maximum, but not everything is guaranteed to run at 4K, particularly some of these more complicated things like fucking ray tracing. This is actually like mostly better at 1080p. But a lot of this stuff is also just not optimized, so it will get better and faster. All right, I'm gonna try to make this look cool. It might take a minute, but this stream's probably gonna be like 3 hours, so we got plenty of time. Yeah, so I've got a cell shading hyper effect in here. I'm gonna turn that off. So that's in the post module. Turn off this. There we go. All right, so now, so you see it's actually looking a little shinier. There's like a big, like a light kind of reflecting in the middle, and that's from the new lighting module. All right. So it looks like the cell shading was causing some of the weird effects. See, this is not terrible. It has a lot of potential, but it's not quite there yet. What else can we do? Let's move the light up and down. So you see all this new kind of shiny stuff? All right, let's, oh, map height, that's what I wanted. We turn it all the way down to make it flat. We turn it up just a little bit. Yeah, this is cool. It definitely takes a little bit of work, but it will be cool, particularly when I actually get it working. Right now, it's just kind of an infinite grid of everything, but it will be cooler than that. Go to the website. I've answered this question. Turn the ambient lighting off. Zoom out. Zoom in. Yeah, so the way the recursion works, it's not particularly suited great to this ray tracing kind of setup. But I'll show you one of the new instruments in a second, and we can get into that. We've got some new effects here too. Let's turn on the Lawrence flow. Cool. Gauss map. Fuck your shit up. Got this thing. Chebyshev mapping. This is fucking cool. There's like 20 new effects. I mean, I can make a do module. There's nothing stopping me except for the fact that like number 7,000 on the list of priorities, you know. Yeah, so this is the new ray tracing module. Like all of the instruments are going to be able to support it. Can't quite do it yet, but I don't know. This looks pretty great. This thing keeps coming misaligned. So in conjunction with the new ray tracing module, we have a new instrument. It's also kind of half-baked. It's called, right now, New Fract. It's basically dedicated fractal algorithm with ray tracing. It's a different way of combining stuff. It will definitely get a little less insane. But yeah, let's go in here and just build something from scratch. So I'm gonna go and push some buttons. Yeah, we got this lighting here. Oh yeah, let's go to this. All right, it looks like the lighting is not working. Looks like it's sort of working. What's going on here? This doesn't do anything, huh? There's a little bit of some lighting. I think it just needs to be a little bit taller. Yeah, this will all be online afterwards, so. Alright, let's put a texture on this thing. Yeah, it looks like the lighting is messed up, so I might have broken this instrument. It will be cool eventually, though. Promise. I don't know why it's kind of jittering around like that, but oh well. It would look better if it was actually working correctly. There's definitely something wrong with the lighting in this. I don't know what I broke, but I clearly broke something. It looks all it's like flat shaded or something. I never really thought about that. There can be brightness controls on the LED screen. There's no brightness controls on the LEDs, but they are definitely not as bright as on the other synth. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely add brightness controls to the LCD. That's actually pretty easy. What is going on? Let me actually like move the light around. Turn it up. See if I can actually see that. Oh, it is working. Ish. Actually, I'm not convinced it's working at all. Anyways, all right, so this one's broken. Don't know why, but clearly kind of seems like it. I mean, I've certainly contemplated whether releasing a synth that's even more expensive than my already expensive synth is a good idea, but I mean, I'm not giving up at this point. The whole global economy seems kind of fucked. Thankfully, Trump's tariffs got shot down, so I saved some money there, but all right, anyways, let's turn on Noodle Party. For some totally new shit. It's more expensive than Hypno 2, but it's literally like way more sophisticated than the Hypno 2 by multiple orders of magnitude. Hypno 2 is like 7. Is it? No. Hypno 2 is. It might be 800 by 600 resolution. Yeah. So this is Noodle Party. I'm going to turn the resolution down again a little bit, the 1080p, because it is doing some crazy shit for this. Now we've got really smooth stuff. All right, so let's go and like, yeah, this has got a new texture source too. So check this out. This is the R tile. It can do this. Black and white. Not black and white. I'm gonna go change the coloring. I want to make it a little more colorful into depth. Change the post function to something else. This instrument is also not done, but it's definitely getting to a point where it's cool. It's a little more like not ghetto compared to the other one. Yeah, this is running at about 60 frames a second, I think. So it should be like pretty fucking responsive. All right, so what can we do in here? Right now we basically only have the texture. We've got some angles. You can manually control the angle. This is a little jerky though. Yeah, sorry, that's too much. You can move the camera around. Wait. manually. So there's a rate right here which is controlling the speed. You turn the camera on, off, camera really fast. Got a fisheye parameter. You can control the size of these tubes. I think you can make the tubes squarish as well. What else can you do? Buttons, we only got the one button. Yeah. All right, so let me show you some more of these texture generators. So, got the classic lights. Oh my god, that looks fucking terrible. What did I do? All right, let's not do that. I think this is due to a effect that we have on. Let's turn off this effect. There we go. It's a little bit less insane. And then let's go back to like a kind of coherent color palette. Yeah, so there's still a little bit of glitchy stuff on the edges. And at some of these boundaries. So I've got this little like disc module here. This is the coolest module in the entire synth now. I'm gonna get into this one really. LPM, live, oh yeah. So this thing's cool, we're gonna get into that a little bit. We've got this grid, got some turbulent simulations, some more crazy stuff. We got the R-tile effect that I was showing you. A nebula right here. Another grid. This is great, right? Got not one, but two different fire simulations. This thing is a little gnarly. And another one right here. Got some brony tiles. And yeah. This thing is not done, but it's in a lot cooler of a state than the other instrument that I was showing you. What else? Let's try like modulating the fisheye parameter. Actually, so I am going to redo the modulation system. In particular, this synth will have 8 modulation channels. And I'm going to have some new methods of audio reactivity that are coming through there. Thanks, appreciate it. Let's try modulating some crazy shit. Yeah, so that is insane. I would not recommend that. I think one person has 4 of them. All right, so that's it for Noodle Party. We got this guy going on too. You want some like actual fractals? We now have an actual fractal renderer. It's a little limited. It starts pixelating after a little while. We can go into about right here. And again, this is not optimized. This will be improved eventually. But yeah, this is the zoom level. It's not completely terrible. Yeah, but we got some controls and shit. We turned it into a Mandelbrot set. You can invert it with this thing. We can change the parameters of the fractal. We can go into this module. Come on. Oh, that's right. That's where we just were. Let's go and turn on some hyper effects. Chromatic aberration. Tunnelized fractal, dithered fractal. Edge detected fractal. It's in the video description. There should be a link there. Ray trace is... There's a dedicated ray tracing instrument and a dedicated ray tracing module. So you can put ray tracing on anything that's basically in the synth. Or you can use the dedicated instrument. We got this new glitch effect, which is broken apparently. What's up with that? Huh. Alright, well we got another hyper effect there. The radial blur. You've got this thing that fucks your life up. You can ray trace the fractals. It doesn't look great yet, but it will. That is my promise. CRT simulation. So there's also new settings for randomization. So now, when you hit random and you're like in the hyper effect module, it'll choose a new hyper effect. Potentially it'll randomize all the parameters. It can hook up LFOs, it could hook up modulation. But if you turn all this off, then all it's gonna do is randomize the parameters inside of the module. So it's not gonna switch modules or add modulation or add LFOs. So if you just wanna get a sense of what a module is capable of, you turn all that stuff off, and now you just get some randomization of the parameters directly. Got neon edges. It's a new edge detection kind of thing. Yeah, I'll be at NobCon. Let's turn off this inversion thing. Let's go back into these hyper effects. So we got the neon edges. Got an amount control right there. This thing's cool. Basically puts your shit through a bunch of LEDs. Change the size of them. We've got crosshatch effect. Doesn't really look great on fractals, but whatever. Thing is kind of like the LEDs, except it's got some dynamic sizes. You could try like modulating some of these parameters. If it looks like garbage. These are the three. There's a whole bunch of other shit on here too I haven't got to yet, but these are the instruments. There will be more. We haven't even got into any of the actual 3D stuff yet, but that's not its own instrument. We've got bevel Veroni tiles. We've got some Campbell soup can bullshit. June. They're being made. Maybe even May if everything goes according to plan. Thanks, appreciate it. All right, we got this thing too. Field lines. This is where's my glasses mode. Got emboss. Got this thing here. You can pre-order now. Just go to the website. They're shipping in about 2 months. This is one of my favorites. Basically ASCIIizes things. Yeah, all these new effects here. I like this one too. Or all these new hyper effects. This one's one of my favorite. All right, so cell shaded fractals, vaporwave fractals. They retail for $600 or $1,600. Price is going to increase in about 6 months. All right, what are we doing now? I think we're gonna go hang out in Cat Party for a little while. So, all right, actually, no, wait. Let's go to Cat Party Plane. Here, actually, just check this thing out. This is the patch. I think this is a fractal patch. Isn't this fucking sick? I didn't actually bother saving many patches, but yeah. We'll be making a bunch of stuff. Right now I'm basically just demoing content, but I'll start actually making some stuff soon. Actually, you guys have to give me a break. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Yeah, this patch rules. And this is, I don't know, it didn't take me very long to make. All right, we're going to the Cat Party instrument so I can actually show off a lot of these new generators and effects and everything kind of in isolation. Cheers. All right, Cat Party Plane. Oh yeah, let me go into here. I need to bookmark this module because it's not working. All right. I don't know why that got turned off. Anyways, we're going to go into here. You see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 new generators, and a lot of them are not trivial. Okay, so we've got this disc right here. It's just randomized. Put these on LFOs and make it just flip out. So let's do that. All right, we got a Galaxy. I think we can change the twist amount too. I need to make that not reset like that. All right, let's put it on a sine wave. UFO disc, yeah, that's right. And I think we can change color palettes. Change the number of these radiations. All right, so that's one of the generators. This thing right here is, I'm gonna get back to this one. This is like the coolest shit ever. We've got this really nice anti-alias grid. Goes to infinity. Control the width. Actually, you know what? Let's just go and turn this into vaporwave mode. We've got an instant vaporwave bullshit. Bookmarking this page. Hyper effect, vaporwave. Turn it on. Turn on cell shading too. I actually don't know what that's going to do, but find out. Anyways. All right, back into here. Turn on the lights. You can manually move on the grid. Yeah, again, grid angles and rotations and stuff. Oh yeah, what does this stuff even do? Oh yeah, you can change the grid color. Modulate that. Slightly rainbowy grid. Turn up the attenuation. Wait a bit. All right, so there's the grid. We've got a turbulence simulation right here. This is basically just some random noise. But we can change the color palette. Change the amount of whatever this is. And also, this is a little, this is showing like the gnarliness of it. Let's just randomize this. See what we can get. Yeah, turbulence. Domain warping. Let's randomize this guy too. This thing is one of my favorite things of all time. You can turn on the color. You can change the color palette. You can change the random seed. I think is this guy, yeah. Oh, this is not working. Ah, come on, man. I must have broken this as well. This is supposed to change the degree of randomness. What happened here? All right, I broke something there. Anyways, doesn't matter. Cool thing is that it can do this. Put these on a bunch of LFOs. And turn it to just pixelation. You can make it small. Let's hook this up to modulation pattern 1 and actually go in there and change it. Change to an audio reactive square based pattern, which is, oh, that's not audio reactive. I want this. Huh. Go to this mode. Let's turn the frequency down. There we go. Doing something. Anyways. Nebula simulation. Kind of rainbowy. I need to add some color controls to this. Glowy grid. Control the glowiness amount. Yeah, so it's the same as in the previous synth. So it can support up to 4 video channels, and that includes video clips and video loops up to 1080p or up to 4K, and video devices. So it has a dedicated HDMI video input for processing HDMI signals, but you can also plug the 4 web cameras or other USB devices of any sort into there. And yeah, you can absolutely put your own footage on here. It's going to come with a 64 gigabyte hard drive, so you can put like hours of loops on there. But yeah, pretty much what you would want. Yeah, so there should be a link in the description of the video. It should be like the first link. It should just take you to the website, and it should have all of the information on there. Shipping date, costs, all the major features and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's when it releases, I don't actually have this completely implemented yet, but you'll be able to record your own video onto the hard drive and use it as a resampler or export it or whatever you might expect. Fire simulation. Thought I got rid of those goddamn trapezoids, but I guess not. Yeah, no problem. Got this guy here. Another fire thing right there. Yeah, fucking trapezoids everywhere. Let's go and make some fractals out of some of these new texture generators. Wait. All right, so we're gonna go into here. And we've got all these new texture generators. Let's just start with, go through them one by one. I think it's so fucking cool. I'm not going to sell out before July, so you're probably good. Although I will almost certainly sell out by the end of the year. Probably sooner than that. Going around with blend modes. Never seems to do anything useful. Let's put on an effect. Give me some Lorentz flow. Or how about Gauss math? Let's go change to a different texture. Turbulence. Oh, it's a bit much. Pretty sweet. All right, now let's check out this domain repetition generator, which is the coolest thing. All right, so we're gonna go into here and turn on domain repetition. All right, so this is creating some kind of fractals out of like lasery shapes. Let's turn on some lighting. Actually, no, this one doesn't have lighting. All right, so we're gonna go into here. This thing's pretty configurable. All right, let's change the fold. Three-way fold. Let's change this guy to squares. Linear. Two-way fold. With more N. Isn't this great? I need to add some more like coloring controls. The speed that it's going at. Turn it all the way off. Alright, we got this cool fucking shit. Now let's go show off some of the new effects. Go through those one by one. Lighting? Absolutely not. Oh yeah, Cat Party has 2 hyper effects now. So we got hyper effect 1 and hyper effect 2. Oh yeah, first let's go through the new deformations. So we got pixelate, it's always been here. The new ones start here. Angular ripple. What's that? We've got vortex. Vortex is your shit. More fuck your shit up kind of modes. Go in here and change some parameters and some of these things too. Noise flow? Oh my god. That needs to be toned down a little bit. Music sounds like it's clipping. I'll turn this down. Nothing has changed in my configuration settings. I believe you, but it might have just been a temporary anomaly. Hex pixelate. This thing's cool. Hexagons. Needs a little bit more configuration. Is the music still clipping? I can definitely turn it down a little bit more. But just, yeah, somebody confirm to me if that's necessary or not. Oh great, I haven't been recording any of this. Yes to what? It's clipping or it's better or I should turn it down? We got some circles here. You can control the amount of circles. Something changed earlier with the music. Oh, is it like a step change? Alright, so something needs to get fixed with the music, right? Did it just get louder, like, kind of automatically, or what? Big change in the music. Okay, maybe it's because I hit record on this thing. Alright, I stopped the recording on that thing, so maybe that's it. I'm also going to mute the music again. Awesome. Alright, I'm hitting the mute button on the music. If you can still hear the music, now that I've muted it, please let me know, because it has problems. Yeah, this is a brand new synth. It's coming out in a couple months. Alright, I turned the music back on. So when I had the music muted, god damn it. That is extremely annoying. Alright, I'm turning all sources of music off. Alright, all this stuff's off. Music never muted. Alright, I tried it again. I'm going to turn off my recorder if this keeps happening. Alright. Can hear music again. Alright, so I'm going to give you like 30 seconds and then I'm going to unplug this little recorder and see if it's still happening. Actually, you know what? I should just be able to turn this thing off. What about now? Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't do anything at all that should affect that. All right, so I'm no longer outputting audio over HDMI. Music is off. All right, I'm gonna turn this on to record. Nice, music's gone. All right, music's back now. That was definitely a synth malfunction of some sort. Thing is still kind of experimental. All right, music should be back on and everything should be sane. So let me know if that is actually the case. Great. Yeah, the synth is doing something bizarre with the audio output. All right, so back to what the hell we're doing. Was what? We were playing with the new deformations. This is polar quanti. This is Verona. No, this is triangles. The little alias on the edges. Oh, you know what? I've had it on 1080p mode this whole time. Let's go back to 4K. There we go. It'll be much crisper now. All right, we got this guy. We've got this thing, which is kind of cool. Let's go into it. This thing will let you directly plug into the music. We can do a step wave here. So check that out. And then we'll put this one on the music. There are now so many modules on this thing that I need to redesign the library in the UI because it's now just too hard to find so much shit. It's streaming at 2K. I think it'll be available at 2K after the fact. And I am recording some of this, so I'm going to put some higher quality videos that are uncompressed at 4K online so people can actually see what it looks like. But at the moment, you might only... Okay, yeah, probably depends on your internet connection then. All right, anyways, we're turning this guy off. We got a moire grid here. I think it's also pretty cool. There's a lot of squiggles and just completely madness stuff. This thing is awesome. Check us out. Come on. Dynamic slices. Change the widths. Need to increase the range of these parameters. Thanks, I appreciate it. It was a lot of work. And we got this thing too. It's kind of madness. All right, anyways, we're done playing with these deformations. Now, turn off the deform. Now we'll play with the effects. All right, so we're gonna turn on effect 1. Normal rainbow effect. Yeah, I'm not streaming at 4K. I need to get that set up. I will get it set up eventually, but it was lower on my list of priorities. I'm streaming at 2K. All right, so we've got new effects here. There's how many new effects? Wait. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 new effects. And yeah, a lot of these will come to the current synth. This is Solar Eyes, which gives you a threshold. Does that to it. Colors under the threshold. We've got Gamma Correction. Pretty useful for certain displays. And also looks cool. We've got Sepia. pretty basic. Duotone, which lets you choose highlights and stuff like that. Just randomized through within here. That is exactly what I have here. A standalone visual dedicated device that has CV input. It's also a curated collection of content that's very modular. You can technically do pretty much anything on this with computer, because I mean, it is literally a computer in a box, but I kind of think without something like this, most people aren't going to. It definitely lowers the barrier of entry a lot to a lot of stuff. There's a color complement feature, hue isolation, so you can actually select a hue and only pick out that stuff. That hue, everything else gets turned to black and white. There's a vibrance control. It's sort of like saturation, except not quite. This is a very general control. It lets you arbitrarily mix color channels together. So you can permute colors, you can blend red and green together. It's an arbitrary matrix in RGB space. Forget what this one says. I think that is generally the appeal of things like this. Laptops are kind of a hassle. You got to get software working. This also has lower latency than any laptop will, because with the laptop you need like an audio interface. You have latency from the operating system. This is like 10 millisecond latency, so it's going to be way more responsive than a laptop is capable of being like at all. Color balance. Cool. Sort of like invert, but not quite. Bleach bypass. I forget what this one does. This sort of black and white effect. Another. We know what this one does. Let's hit randomize and see what we can do with it. But yeah, this instrument has 3 effects here, so you can definitely combine many of these at will. I'm pretty sure there's all kinds of stuff like tie-dye you can get in here. Yeah, this is gnarly. It's a quantization effect. All right, almost through these. I just click on the last ones pretty quick. This is awesome. Turn down Wiener A. Turn up Wiener B. I like that thing. All right, Lawrence flow. No, thank you. Chebyshev. Yeah, probably. All right. Actually, I'm going to turn off the effect, so now I can show the new hyper effects. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 new hyper effects. And you can put 2 of them in sequence. So let's turn the hyper effect all the way on. Right now we have chromatic aberration. Classics like dithering. We got this little glitch effect here too, which is not working for some godforsaken reason. What is your problem here? Alright, whatever. Alright, another radial blur effect. Or another kind of chromatic aberration based effect. One melts your content in a direction, and you can control the direction. Yeah. Yeah, CRT simulation, neon edges. I think we already went over some of these. Thing right here is sort of like a quantization effect, but in space. It's variable. This is beveled Veroni tiles. Change the bevel amount. Can get the edges, make the edges longer or larger. I think it's pretty sweet. Andy Warhol again. Weird dynamic blurriness. We got this emboss effect here. Control the amount. Got these little hex tiles. This thing is kind of great. This is ripples combined with color oscillation. I need to change the ripple size. This is one of my favorite things. It dynamically chooses the shape based on your content. It's sort of like an ASCIifier. Kind of blend in some of the background. Yeah, I'll just go through the rest of these and we're going back to this. This just adds a bunch of rings. Another sort of quantization effect, but a radial one. This thing needs some work. Simulating a quad tree, but it loses the content a bit too much. I might just get rid of that one. We got some voxels here. Make them beveled. We've got a little weave lattice here. Yeah, that's exactly right. We've got glass block effect. Probably. I don't have an explicit lava lamp effect, but I'm pretty sure you could come up with something at this point. I love this thing. It doesn't really look great with these lines, but this is one of my favorite hyper effects. It kind of creates like, you take like a paper cutout of various widths and kind of stack them on top of each other. Kind of gives you that effect. What's this thing? Oh yeah, it's got some parallax mapping or something. We've got a recursive mosaic where it uses copies of itself to create itself. And we got cell shading, which is the coolest, or one of the cooler things on here. It's fucking great. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. Cell use palette, yes. Yeah, it looks better with no palette. Increase the bands, decrease the bands. 2 bands. Alright, we've also got Vaporwave mode. It's like a CRT simulation with some blue and ink colorizing. We've got some noise control here. All right, so let's combine Vaporwave effect with second hyper effect, see what we can do. Right now, I think we have cell shading on this thing. Let's turn it off. Just combine 2 Vaporwave effects, see what happens. Extra Vaporwave. Yeah, the oscilloscope's still in here. The oscilloscope is massively upgraded. The 3D oscilloscope can do hyper effects now. The normal oscilloscope is not active right now because it's still going to do a couple things, but it's going to render at like 1,000 times the refresh rate or something like that. It's not like 10 or 100,000 times the refresh rate. So the oscilloscope is definitely still there. Definitely going to get major improvement as well. Let's try ASCIIfying, or the ASCII version of this. Or we can try that. Or hex bevel. ASCII Vaporwave. I feel like I should put Vaporwave towards the end of this process. Yeah, by like an order of magnitude, if not 2, this is the most powerful video synth around. Oh. All right, that is hyper effects, and deformations. That's where most of the new content is. I'm gonna go to the bathroom again, and then we'll start playing with the updated 3D stuff. All right, so we're gonna restart. Let's go and load the plane patch. All right, so I know you guys, or at least some of you know about the 3D stuff that I was working on that never quite made it out. Well, it's definitely got a major upgrade, and by that I mean it's almost done. Oh, except it's broken. All right, let me figure out what the fuck I did there. I might actually have to go and like... Tell me this is gonna work. Okay, good. Well, we got that. I don't know why it just crashed. We'll figure it out. Oh, that's right. The 3D stuff doesn't run at 1080p or at 4K for some reason, so I gotta turn it down to 2K. I have no idea what that's about, but for some reason, I'll fix that, but some of the... Wait, I'm so confused. Some of the 3D stuff doesn't run at that resolution. Some of it does. All right, so we got this. Turn on the light. Cube. All right, so we got a cube here. Let's go into here. We're in the first object now. First, we're gonna zoom out a little bit. Then we're going to change the image. Let's put our domain repetition on this cube. And we'll go into here and we're just gonna randomize this. See what we can get. Oh. All right, that's a good start. And again, this is completely compatible with all the texturing systems, so any of your textures you can put on top of here. Yeah, it supports any aspect ratio your display supports. So here, check this out. Right now, my display supports... Oh, it's not even doing this. Okay. All of these resolutions, oh, it restarted, so I've got to put it back to 4K, 60 hertz. So it'll detect all the resolutions and aspect ratios your display supports. Oh, it gets cooler than this. All right. We're gonna go in here. We've got a view control. We can hollow out this thing. Can add some outline to it. We can go into here, and I'm going to turn on the new advanced lighting model. See if you guys can tell a difference. I need to get some anti-aliasing in here, but it's cool. It does, yeah. You can for some of it. So let's go into here. So that's still a work in progress. We can go in here and click on the model. We've got a scale control right here. Let you do that. Or that. Let's load a modulation pattern here. All right, we're gonna put an audio reactive modulation pattern on this thing. It's not quite working perfectly, but some of them are pretty awesome. Yeah, glad to have you guys here. All right, so we gotta also do some of this shit. Let's add another object. So we've got a helix made out of points. We can make a helix made out of quads. So this is generative like the other thing in modular, so we can build it out of disks. Starting to slow down a bit. Rings. Wow, slowing down like a lot. Stars. These guys. Let's go into the helix and increase the size of the objects. We can control this thing here, make the helix bigger. You can rotate these guys around. You can put all this stuff on LFOs and map this stuff to the music and all that kind of stuff too. Let's put a texture on here. No. Cats. No, that's not gonna work. Audio reactive? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so instead of tetrahedrons, we can cubes, octahedrons, orbs. Whoa, oh yeah, it's gonna slow things down like crazy. You gotta be kind of careful about not overloading things here because this is very much not optimized. Let's go and rotate that. Now. We'll go into the helix and make some of these things rotate on LFOs. Let's increase the spacing between these things. And then, yeah, increase the size a bit. It's fucking great. A lot of this 3D stuff is coming to the HD synth as well. Not at the same resolution, but yeah, and maybe with only one object, but a lot of this stuff is definitely coming. All right, instead of a helix, let's arrange things. There's just one. Here, let's actually make it an orb. Or an icosahedron. Let's make it a bit smaller. Come on. Put it inside of there. And let's change it to something with colors. Oh wait, we also have an effect, don't we? Doesn't really do anything on RGB stuff. There we go. Add some wireframe. No wireframe. We'll do some transparency. All right, what other things do we have? We have that sphere. For the sphere, go in here and we will also modulate this audio channel 1, but with the add mode. Increase some of the resolution of the sphere. Yeah, a lot of this stuff. So like the HD Recursion Studio is not deprecated at all. I'm gonna put as many of the effects that can run on that synth onto it. The next release is going to have a lot of this 3D stuff, and it's going to have video recording for the HD synth. So I'm absolutely continuing to develop on that synth. And yeah, so we're going to have a whole family of objects here. Let's change the tile. Let's put some lasers on here. Make it a little bigger. All right, what else can we do? All right, instead of a single sphere, I'll have a grid of spheres. Although that's kind of overloading everything. Gonna have a spiral of them. Tanking the performance to like 2 frames a second. For the current synth, no, not at all. It's never gonna happen. It's just not powerful enough. All right, instead of a sphere, we'll go back to the quad. Or a star. No, we'll go to the quad. We'll go in here to the spiral and play around with it. So we got spiral, we got an array of these guys. Let's change it to also domain repetition. Now let's change it to something interesting. All right. Let's change you to tetrahedrons. Cut out a little bit of them. All right, so we got the ring array, we got a whole 3D grid and shit. I think we can go into here and push this button. We got that. What is this even? Fibonacci sphere? Yeah, take that. A vortex. It's got some waves. That needs some work. These are too tiny. The scales are way off relative to each other. This thing is cool. I will add text rendering or something like that at some point. Have not gotten around to it. go add some automatic rotations to this thing. No shadows yet. Yes, new synth. It's coming out in a couple months. All right, gonna go increase the scale factor here. All right, let's take the original cube and start doing stuff with it. Let's add no, improved touchscreen. It is bigger, it is capacitive as opposed to resistive, and it is higher refresh. It can load and mangle your own footage. Any place right here where I'm like texturing things, like right now I got a choice between a bunch of textures. Let us switch to the video camera. Hard to find. Can't really see it because it's so distorted, but let me outline off, wireframe off. It is using my video camera, and you can use your own video footage in the same place too. So let's go to, instead of a cube, let's do the quad. I think that should work. Yeah, no, video camera feed. You can put any of your own video clips and stuff on there as well. You can absolutely do that. I'm actually thinking of like, what kind of special things could I do if it detects that you've plugged them both together? Just to kind of encourage that, because I think it would be pretty sweet. All right, let us reset this, the cube. And let's do some of the stuff I had in one of these videos. So we will go into here and turn it on to the torus. So yeah, we also have a Mobius strip in here too. All right, so we've got a single torus that is going to be textured with a mix. We're gonna select the mixer. Where the fuck is the mixer? It's too hard to find stuff here. Oh, it's AB texture, it's not called mixer. There we go. All right, it's gonna be textured with a mix of domain repetition and the output texture. to add some feedback. And we're going to go in here and we're going to randomize this thing. Sure. Go with that thing. All right. And then we're going to change the mix a little bit. I don't know yet. It's probably just going to be a monitoring output. It might do something interesting though. Depends on whatever ideas I come up with. All right. So we've got this. I'm going to increase the resolution of the torus. Donut. I just need to increase the default number of these. And now we're going to modulate this thing. Isn't this great? Why only one? Yeah, so the thing with stereoscopic mode is you have to render a completely different viewpoint, and that takes a lot of processing. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a second object. Not that one. Well, maybe that one, who knows? Let's just make it smaller. I want it to be in the middle of here. I want it to rotate. Slower. And we got another rotation control. Now it's rotating on both these axes. Yeah, object file loading is absolutely happening. One of the major redesigns I did to this thing. Yeah, I might need some marketing gimmicks, so that might not be as worthless use of my time as it would take. All right, we're gonna change the face of the cube to also the output texture. We're going to add some outline to the cube and a wireframe, because I like that stuff. And they kind of intersect with the torus a little bit. Yeah, that having a dedicated like editor or something like that on the second monitor would be pretty sick, but that's a ways off. This screen is not like a normal monitor. It's controlled in a very, very peculiar way. It's like an SPI display. This thing will be able to run your own shaders. You'll be able to create your own effects, your own generators, maybe even your own instruments if I get around to that. All right, now we're gonna go turn on some effects and some hyper effects. Let's play around with, I mean, this already looks pretty fucking sweet. The original was a Rock Pi 4, this is a Rock Pi 5. Literally 10 times as powerful, 8 times as much RAM. Yeah, the display, it's an SPI display. It's not like a HDMI display or something, so the whole UI is very much cobbled together. All right, let's see what we can do. Hyper effects. I mean, fucking great this is. That is less great. This is fucking great. Absolutely incredible, in fact. I'm gonna save this one. All right. Different edges. See ya. Thanks for coming by. All right, that is madness. This is great, right? There's nothing that can do anything like this. Might even, once it's optimized, have like the computational bandwidth to add a third object into here to do some stuff with the background. No. Yeah, let's change our cube in the middle to something else. Or let's play around with our new lighting. All right, so we got metal func 3. Let's put metal on function 1. That was interesting. All right, object 2. We have a cube. What does make it? An icosahedron. Let's increase its size. Increase this, increase that. Yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to getting this into people's hands. There are so many wild and crazy possibilities now. Yeah, pre-orders are available right now. You can go to the website. It's linked in the description of the video. It has all the information, pricing, shipping dates, and all that kind of stuff. All the technical specs. Pre-orders should ship in early June, if not May. Let's change the color somehow. I think it's mostly defined by this thing. Oh, there's no hue scale control, is there? Wait, or is it in here? No, it's not. There we go. All right. Lattice. Yeah. Glass blocks. Sick. I don't even know if you can see what it's doing. Let's turn that hyper effect off. Yeah, you can kind of see what it's doing. All right, let's go play with the second hyper effect. Oh, wait. Cell shading on top of all that. Got a bunch of controls here. Increase the edges. Boost the saturation. Use the number of bands. Use color palette. There we go. Let's turn the saturation down a little bit. That's pretty cool. I'm going to go increase the size of the icosahedron in the middle. And then make it a little transparent. And then change the coloring on it. All right. Cool. What was I gonna do? I don't even know. There's so many things I can do. Kind of off the hook a little bit. Let's slice it up. Too sliced. A little bit of slice. All right. I had an idea, but I forgot what it was. So, getting kind of tired. I might have to call the stream in the not too distant future. It's a lot of work to get to this point, and I'm kind of glad this actually turned out decently and wasn't a complete disaster. What was I gonna do? I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play with the lighting. Thanks, I appreciate it. I just got this stuff working like over the past 3 days. All right, lighting. I don't think this works. All right, metal. That looks cool. Increase the ambient light amount, turn it off. Turn the light intensity down. More light intensity. Yeah, most of the information that's available right now is in this stream and on the website. I'll possibly have a stream next weekend, but it's unclear. This might be all the information that's available for a minute. All right, let's go play with this Taurus some more. I'm gonna get rid of the outline on this thing. No, this is 100% backwards compatible with every bit of content from the HD synth. Every single thing that runs on that synth runs on this, including modules, including presets, all of the above. And it will remain that way for the entire lifespan of both objects. Wait, I was in there. I think I need a little more ambient light. There we go. I am thinking of whether I'm going to do a trade-in policy or not. It really just depends on how well the current model of the synth does over the next few months, whether that actually makes sense or not. I would very much like to do that. Or you could send me back your current synth for partial payment on this thing. But we'll have to see. I'll know in a couple months whether I'm going to do that or not. But it will be retroactive if I do something like that. So anybody that at any point in time buys both of them will be able to send me the original one back for partial refunds. But I don't know if that's going to be feasible or not. If it is, it's probably not going to be like a price that anybody, including me, is happy with. But I really would like to do something like that. Good to see you, Moldover. Glad you're here. It's working now. All right, what am I doing now? I don't even know. Let's play with the Taurus some more. Let's see if I can do something weird. All right, so you are going to be modulated by channel 2. Which I will put through this thing. Yeah, it's they're being manufactured. They should be out in a couple months. What am I doing? I don't really know what's going on here, but it's not terrible. No, I'm not going to be at Super Booth. And I wish I'd be able to make it, but I've got other stuff going on, unfortunately. I will be there next year, though. I plan on doing a huge circuit of a lot of the European trade shows. All right, I'm tired of this icosahedron. Let's do something else. Dodecahedron? No hedrons. Oh yeah, cylinders, super garbage. Mobius strip? No. Go back to our friend, the cube. All right, so the output texture, we're gonna go one of these new textures. I gotta change this palette too. Hey, glad you made it back. I don't think the stream's gonna last too much longer though. It's already been almost 2.5 hours, but I still got a little bit more in me, I think. Go into here and modulate you. Occasional freak out. No, let's not do this. Let's do the scale. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to make it so you can put object files in here, so any model texture combinations that you want, and then I'll connect that in the modulation system, so that's definitely going to happen. All right. Yeah, let's go back to our helix. Give me some points. You're gonna go to solid color. We're gonna get inside of here and play with things. I don't even know what I did to this torus in here. There we go.
Ghost inside my wall. Hold this house out tall. With every heavy breath, we rise and fall. You couldn't care less if
Let's go play with these effects more. Alright, that was cool. Oh, that's the invert. Let's go cycle through these. Sick. Yeah, this 3D stuff's like nowhere even close to done. Still needs like an optimization pass. Like I need to hook the modulation system into it a couple more places, add some more models, things like that, but it's definitely on the way. This new lighting system is really good though. I'm glad this thing can actually run it because it is fairly sophisticated. This 3D stuff is pretty incredible. Combined with some of these new effects, like, it's definitely the direction I want this thing to go in. Kind of wish this thing was even more powerful so I could have like shadows and like multiple light sources and stuff like that. So that would be pretty incredible. I think actually all I really need is shadows. This is fucking dope. I'll hang out on this for a while. It's incredible. I don't know. The only way I know how to do shadows with ray tracing, and this is incompatible with all my ray tracing stuff. I don't really know how to do real-time dynamic shadow maps with actual 3D geometry. I'm gonna definitely play around with it. If I can get shadows even at like 1080p or 720p, that would be fucking rad. That would mean it's already in place for when I create the next model of this thing, you know? All right, I'm gonna turn off cell shading because we've had that on for a while. Go to vaporwave mode. Yeah, there is a way. I know like most 3D graphics that's based on like polygons and triangles. Well, this might not be true anymore, but for a while, at least the simplest way to do shadows with polygon-based rasterized graphics is with baked-in shadow maps, which aren't dynamic. With literally, I don't know, I've got not a tremendous number, but I've got a good 10,000 polygons running right now. I don't know what exactly you do to get dynamic shadow maps and those kind of scenes with a rasterized graphics engine. I mean, the real way to do this is with path tracing, but I'm not quite there yet. I need to NVIDIA GPU at some point for that kind of stuff, I think. Jesus Christ. No, I think I actually saw that. I need object 2 outline. I need to make these hold. I don't know why. That's what I'm doing. Now I've got Cheerios. All right, let's go play with vapor wave effect. There's like 4 or 5 CRT effects on here now. I need to get an actual CRT. See what happens if I run the CRT effects on the CRT. I need to fix my torus. It's kind of screwy. Let's go post more effects. I mean, like, literally, the HD synth looks so good that in a lot of patches you can't even tell when you enable 4K mode. The real killer stuff is going to be like 2K at 60 frames a second, you know, because increased frame rate is very visible. Particularly with this 3D stuff. With this 3D stuff, you do need 60 frames a second. Like 30 frames a second on 3D stuff just looks kind of garbage, particularly with live controls. What am I doing? I was going to add a mixer effect into here to try to get some feedback.
Eyes closed, sleepwalking into emotions I don't know. Unknown territory, yet somehow you make it feel like home. Now I'm standing on the front line, vulnerable on all sides. All sides. Tell me, how come I feel so safe?
A bit much. Yeah, never mind. I need to work on that effect, actually. Nothing's locked to anything, so it all uses triple buffering. So the frame rate's actually dynamic. It'll run at technically whatever the refresh rate your display is currently configured to run at. Right now, I'm actually running it at 60 frames a second, but the refresh rate changes based on the complexity of the content. But it does it in the smart way. But the 30 frames a second at 4K is the target in general for at least like the original HD Recursion Studio content. Crazier modules and effects chain is clearly going to make things dynamic. So not everything is going to run at 4K 30 frames a second. Cool. It does not. No VRR, so that's a little more advanced. I don't even know. I'm not sure, but I think VRR might just be for people that are too lazy to implement triple buffering themselves. Really, now that I think about it, I'm not sure what advantages that would have over what I'm already doing. Actually, you know what? No, I'm so computation bound already that, yeah, that wouldn't provide any advantages, I don't think. I mean, both models have active cooling. This is better by a lot. You can't hear the fan, and it also is about half the temperature of the other one. But there is a fan in the other model. It just is kind of shitty. Yeah, the original, the very, very old ones, the fans sounded absolutely terrible. That has since been fixed, but they're still louder than I would like them to be. Oh yeah, this one's just madness. I seem to recall this one being cool. Turn off some of this noise from Vaporwave land. Let's go to a different hyper effect too. Let's change Luma Strata to something else. Awesome. Give me... I don't know, I was pretty happy with this last thing. Not with this kind of stuff anytime soon. Physics models are probably pretty much outside of the scope. I don't even know what I would do with that off the top of my head. We need like gravity and collision detection. This is a little more basic. I don't know. It's all kind of based on composable generative systems, and I don't know if I'd want to have gravity and inertia being inside of here. It seems like a lot of work. I think I might get sued if I did that. Isn't that a copyright infringement? Holy shit. What the fuck is that? You don't say. I think my TV might have turned off. I don't know if I'm still streaming or not. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's either my TV or my monitor. Or my laptop. Okay, there we go. Hey, yeah, my TV like literally turned off. I think it just went to sleep or something like that. All right, cool. All right. We've had enough time with this Taurus. Let's change it to... sphere. We're going to increase the size of, or decrease the resolution. Increase, I don't know, one of the two. All right, I think it might be getting pretty close to the end of the stream. Anybody have any questions, anything like that? Sound is off, you say? Oh shit, yeah. Should be back on now. When my TV crashed, that thing must have crashed as well. Yeah, something restarted. Oh, it might still be fucked up here too. Yeah, what's going on? All right, should be back. No hardware upgrade, absolutely not. This is way outside of the scope of what's gonna happen or what's easy to do. Maybe trade in, I'm not sure. You guys want to encourage trade-ins to happen, encourage people to buy the original synth, which is cheaper now too. It is now down to $1,000. Yeah, all right, I'll give it another couple minutes. Any questions, comments, anything like that. But then, yeah, I gotta go because 2.5 hour streams. Freaking exhausting after a 3 or 4 week marathon session trying to get all this stuff working. Yeah, I definitely am going to put some more random LFOs in here at some point, at the very least. Just a little bit more work than you might expect. So the next release is going to be probably in about 2 months. Around the time the new synth comes out. I am going to be out of commission in about a week for about a month, so I will not be able to do pretty much anything for a little while. I mean, I'm not moving on is the thing. Like I've said a couple of times, the old synth is not going anywhere. I'm glad to have like the new platform to be able to actually create like higher fidelity and more complex content, but I'm still going to keep working on the original synth. Like they run the same operating system, as many modules that can get running on the original synth are going to be. So Part is loaded, you say? Don't even know what that means. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate it. All right. I think that's it, people. I really appreciate you all coming by. Definitely tell your friends. The more pre-orders I can get, the better, because these things are not the cheapest to make. Cool. All right. I will see you all around. Thanks for coming by.